we're driving 20 fucking hours to play 3 shows and then 20 hours home.
Yep.
Hey, welcome, kids. Let's slap a number on this big bad whore.
This is episode number 251.
Uno.
I knew it this time.
Uno.
Yeah, you knew it last week, too.
I got it.
You knew this week's
I'm
last
in
week.
sync right now. I finally, a year and a half later, I got it.
Nailed it. We are boys and girls. Thank you for joining us on SlapperCast, our weekly podcast with Blaggards. We're going west. We're on our way to a little place called Arizona. First stop is going to be in Chandler, Arizona, or as Chad likes to call it, Chadler, Arizona. Nobody else calls it. We're going to play at a place called Good Time Charlie's. We're meeting young Heidi Riggs out there. And then Friday, we're going to play in Lake Havasu, which is not the birthplace, but the rock birthplace of Young Turbo. And then Saturday, we're going to play in Bullhead at a place called Jerry's with Jeff Duncan. Friday, Saturday, right?
Yeah, Hardyville Tavern.
Hardyville Tavern. What did I say?
Jerry's?
Jerry's?
Who's Jerry's?
Yeah.
Like the pizza place?
No, the Ben and Jerry's.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, there's a Jerry's Pizza. I think it's in Simi Valley or Thousand Oaks, California.
That's what I was thinking of.
We should play there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll call him right now.
Yeah, we should play there.
All right.
That's kind of like a landmark place, for the...
If it's got pizza, I'll make a mark on the land.
Yeah, I'm a huge Strung Out fan, right? I've talked about that.
Who?
The band Strung Out. I got
Strung Out.
Their LP, the 25th anniversary. I shine a light on the song. Did you listen to the song?
No, I never did.
Do you listen to any of the songs I shine a light on? I'm genuinely upset. I'm just kidding. It doesn't hurt.
I don't listen to anything unless it's recently. This happened. I'm glad you said that because this happened back in the 80s, long before most of you were around. This happened back in the 80s. There was a young fella by the name of Steve Harris, decent bass player, decent band, and I used to think this was so weird. They asked him what music he listened to. He's from a band called Iron Maiden, by the way.
Yeah.
He said, well, I don't really like to listen to music because it influences how I write. And I've been on this little kick of writing stuff, and I find these little bits, these little just tiny fragments of DNA or just little stains of other songs that I've just heard, and I can't help but not lean into that, but just kind of take from that. And I don't want to do that. So I've been on a kick lately of not listening to and only kind of listening to the stuff that I've written. And so I don't, and I'm nearly afraid of new music.
All I heard was new songs.
Yeah.
I'm so excited right now. I'm sweating because you said new songs. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
Why are you afraid of new music?
Because I don't want to get into, I don't want to open up anything new and say, oh, I like that, and go on this kick where
Like sway into with that.
Get distracted.
get distracted or taint the ideas that I have going right now. So there's a case in point. There was this little A minor progression thing that I had. Actually, I think I played it for you guys. I was and it's very Elvis-y, it's very Mavericks, it's very kind of like rock country or something. But it's one of these songs that's just very I like to call them sticky. They're very, very just like an Elvis production or a big 70s production. I just have this thing in my head. I've been going back and forth on that. And then there was something that I overheard in a store, and and I was like, wait a minute, that sounds just like the thing I've been writing. And I nearly dismantled it. I nearly started to go in a whole other direction because I was pushed, not pushed, but you just kind of get that idea. Well, what if I did this? And then you end up changing and losing everything that you did. So I didn't do that. I kept it. And
is it ever when you change something and then you sort of let it go because now you don't like it? Maybe you write a riff. Oh man, this is awesome. This is cool. You're feeling it. And then you start to change it, and then you're like, oh, I've lost it. I don't like it. And then it's gone.
Yeah. All the time.
That's how it used to be for years.
Yeah. But the thing is, I would throw them out. I would so let's just say it's middle of the night writing something that I recorded and I listen to it. Great. Wake up the next day, I fucking hate it. And I just was so disappointed in myself that I erased it so I would never hear it again.
Don't erase it.
I know, but that's the thing.
Send it to me. I'll erase it for you.
Yeah.
I'll hold it.
Yeah.
Why is that? What's the next morning? Like when you wake up, let's say like you play something, it's awesome, I love it, got a good feeling, whatever the feeling is. You wake up in the morning, oh, I think this sucks. What do you think the reason is for that? Just
I know exactly what it is.
you just needed to get it out, and then you're past it. What is that?
So I go to bed, and I think that's great, love it. I like the tone, I like the tempo, I like blah blah blah. All these ideas. Okay, that's great. Then I wake up the next day, and I'm expecting it to be as fresh and as new, and it's a letdown because it's not ever as good as you think it's going to be. Oh man, I should have. The tone's wrong. Nah, I should have done it like this. Instead of getting rid of it, you just put it to the side and learn to love it later.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What if you just didn't listen to it the next morning? Just hold off, wait a couple days. Think it would change?
Yeah, that would be much better. But now, you see, now I don't throw it out. Now I keep it.
Yeah,
I keep everything. So 2024. If you're joining us for the first time here on SlapperCast, welcome. We're glad you're here. But you may not know that 2024 is going to be 20, those decades of Blaggards. We're going to be 20 years old this year. And in fairness to...
that's freaking awesome.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And in fairness to people that have stuck around as long as they have, and, you know, even people that stuck around for many, many years, I owe it to them to at least come up with something that's not shit. Something that's not, fucking every rose has its thorn, or, just shit, So and I don't want to rewrite, as much as I love Black Rose, I don't want to rewrite that song because it's been done. I want you to, I want it to come up with, but it's got to have our stamp on it. And, I was talking about, the DNA of other songs kind of creeping in, these little hints, these colors from other areas. That's fine, but again, I want it to be where it's going to be, it's going to be something that's 100% Blaggards, which again is, homage to the players of yesterday, and especially today. People are, work their fucking ass off. We're driving 20 fucking hours to play 3 shows, and then 20 hours home.
Yep.
That definitely deserves more than a fucking drunk sailor. Who said that? The other wonderful thing about what we have now is we have people that love to fucking rehearse and love to, obviously jump in the fucking van for 20 fucking hours one way. Huge.
I want to say some of the people that don't get to experience this, because I get to hear these riffs. I get to show up in the woodshed, and you'll play something, and we doodle around for a little bit on it. We tend to tangent all the time, and we'll take off down different paths. But that's some of my favorite things that we do is those little kind of. It's all brand new. It's just being created.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, this is awesome.
That is my favorite thing.
Just dump all of it out. Like, I'm like a kid. I'm like, give me all the candy.
Yeah.
But it's just, those, man, I wish, some of that stuff, it's like, everybody could share, where it's a little bit more of our moment in that time. But, I don't know what I'm saying. I love that stuff.
No,
I just think it's really cool.
Yeah, I think you stated it perfectly, because we don't go in there with, hey, we're going to do something really fast today, or we're going to do something really heavy, or really, really light, or really predictable. It kind of just falls out. Well, now we're in the position, and again, this is 20 years building to this, is we're in a spot now to where it's a comfortable room. We've got great gear. Just putting my new guitar rig, it's, if anybody wants to look it up, it's called the Line 6 HX Stomp, STOMP. So line 6, number 6, capital H, capital X, Stomp, STOMP, XL. And it's this tiny, if you ever smoked, it's like a carton of fags. That's not what you think, but carton of cigarettes, carton of smokes. It's that big. And weighs about a pound. Thank you, Ken Newman. And this thing has just got every fucking sound in it known to man. So, that's helping to create, now with better tones and better sound, and you can have it all in the quiet, this quiet. It can be this quiet. Yet you have every single piece of sound that you want, and you can add anything to it, subtract anything from it, and make it exactly how you want it to sound. And we have that all at the touch of a button without having to plug in walls of amps, you know, and you know. Anyway, so on and on and on. No backing tracks and straight just straight ahead. Our, you know, what we're feeling at that moment, boom, comes out. That's a nice little thing, you know, nice little place to be. So
I love the rehearsals because we typically have like a general plan. Hey, these are a few things we're going to work on.
Yeah.
And also depending if we're like how many days away we're from the next show or a tour, we're practicing a little different. You know, we're doing things in preparation, or hey, this is our time to kind of create. But I love how typically the beginning we tend to just wherever it sort of goes, we just let it go. It's just and then it just gets on a track, like, and then it's super fun.
Right. Then of course things are occurring to us as we're there.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, we need to do that. We need to do this.
yeah.
We just always find ourselves saying, "Turn the bass up."
Nobody ever says that. Hey, Waxahachie. That is code, ladies, for grooming.
What?
Waxahachie.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. I got it.
That did use. I miss those days. It's just not necessary anymore. But in the early days, you were often telling me to turn up. It's because Turi always wanted me to turn down, and you'd be looking at me from the other side of the stage like, turn back up.
Yeah, it's not too often I get told to turn up. Turn
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're actually. I've said it before. I've even said it live. I've said it on stage. Your attention to detail, volume-wise, is commendable. We're lucky that we don't have that one speed. You know, we played with people before that they just play so loud that there's no consideration for the size of the room or the proximity to the audience, and you end up just being, you know, just ruining the whole night because somebody can't, you know.
When I played in the more punk rock bands, it's more of one volume, right?
Yeah.
And so I actually, when I was living in Oregon playing a band, there was a guy I played with, a banjo player, and so we always struggled with the volume with him because he could just only come up so much, and he was the one who's constantly like, "Hey, you need to work on your overall volume."
Yeah. Remember you telling me that?
I remember back then I was like,
"This is not a lie."
No, back then I was like, right, because I'm a big liar. Back then I was like, I just sort of resisted it. Like, I listened, but I was like, whatever, dude. You know, whatever, old man. You know, like that's how, because I was like the young kid in the band. So I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But then it was like, oh man, he was spot on. Like, he was right. You know, some settings we're playing big shows, you know, you play big. And then some settings we're playing these intimate shows. You can't, dude, you got to pull down. You got to pull down.
Yeah.
And so, but anyway.
So was he playing with a banjo? Was he playing it through a microphone?
Microphone.
Yeah, see, that's a kiss of death.
Yeah.
We played a show a few weeks back with the aforementioned Jeff Duncan. We sound checked. He brought his mandolin, and we sound checked the fiddle and the mandolin. Everything sounded fine, but boy, when it got back into the live context when we were playing that live, it was nowhere to be found. That signal was gone, and we run our own sound 90% of the time, so it was kind of nothing we could do about it. So it ended up kind of just being, all right, live and learn. But when you're playing with a microphone versus a pickup, the pickup is going directly through the cable into the sound system or to an amp.
Yeah.
But when you're doing a microphone, you're fucked. The whole band, especially if you're playing with a drummer that's got, you know, as Davey Bryan would say, wrist of lead, or wrist of steel, foot of lead.
Foot of lead.
Yes, Davey Bryan.
I was so going to say that saying during this episode, too.
No, there's it. So it's all yours. It's all
No,
yours.
you did it. You're good. You're right. No, you're good.
Let me also say, before I forget, I want to do this. I don't know if you can see this shirt. This shirt is in honor of our good friend Brian. I wore this today because Moxie's dad doing very well, but just had major surgery, so we're wearing the Moxie shirt for Brian. So thrilled you're doing well, sir.
Thank you.
I know that's big deal. So
He's an important man.
we were all, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
He's one of those guys that does the right thing. You know, like, all the time.
Yeah.
You can always count him. And
You want to say who he is, or we just leave it?
Brian is Moxie's dad. He's my father-in-law. You know, you just, I tell people all the time, I'm blessed for them. Like, I got lucky because my in-laws are the coolest people. They always support, and he's an idol of mine. Like, he just, like I said, he does the right thing, and he's family first, and he's someone to be looked up to. So
Yeah.
I'm glad he's back home and out of the hospital, and I know Miss Moxie is very happy too. So
Good.
It was a tough time for a minute.
She's happy. That's good. That's good. Because I know it's a big deal. How, you know, letting you go, letting you go out of the house for 4 or 5 days. Anyway, so we're glad he's doing well. So Chad, early days, can you remember off the top of your head worst places to play for sound?
Early days of our shows?
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, the thing that always comes to mind is the second stage they built at Fugate, the backstage that they built.
Yeah, that's always my first. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I mean that's my first.
It was awful because it was such a turnaround from where we were normally there. That patio, if you go there now, where Fido used to be, I'm sure it's probably still there. That stage, it's in the middle of their beer garden, whatever that pub is called now. That's where the original stage was. That's where the patio used to end. Like behind that stage, there was a brick wall that extended up like over your head level, so you couldn't see beyond it. And behind there'd be parking stuff. So we were actually able to park. That would be a little backstage area. But the sound out there was always so great because you're not surrounded by walls on every side, and there's no ceiling, so there's not a bunch of sound slapping back at you. And the worst material for that, when that is happening, is brick. And so when they first built that backstage, it was all wood, and then they put brick against the back wall and also completely closed it off because it used to be open on the side, it used to be wooden, and then they just completely killed it. They put rock all up the back wall, and they covered up the side where we can't see the alleyway anymore. That was one of the cool things about the backstage when they first built it, is that people who were walking down Lavaca, down the alley, could hear us, and they'd come into the pub from the alley entrance because they could see us on stage. And that was really fun.
That's cool.
But once they closed off the stage and put all that rock there, that stage became so punishingly loud. We could not hear jack shit up there, and it was torture compared to the other stage, really. We'd always just be completely fucking ears just shot to hell, and we'd be bitchy and exhausted, you know. So that was rough. Any situation like that where you're in a tight corner, where you're surrounded like a low ceiling, brick walls, or glass windows, those are the worst as well. If you're surrounded by those, or in a concrete floor. Those are always terrible because
glass windows versus like rubber windows. Those are the worst.
Well, I mean, glass window instead of a wall behind you.
Yeah. That stage to me was only the worst because they had. So what Fido did was, first thing they did was, how cheap can we have it done? Hey, that guy down at the end, the guys have been sucking beers down all day. He's built a wall before. Really, have him do it. So they had some guy come in and do it. And it was going to be all right. Everything was going to be fine. Well, then they got slapped with a fine from the city because there was no wheelchair access. They had to have the guardrail. They had to have all. To me, it was only a disappointment. I didn't get, the sound in the front was always good, and that was my first time ever using in-ears back then. So I kind of enjoyed the stage a little. But we went in at first, and they were talking about this huge stage that they were making, which floor-wise it was easily one and a half times the size of the middle area.
Sure.
So we were all excited. It's great. We finally have well, that didn't end up being the case. Then this goofy handrail comes in the middle of it. It essentially took 3/4 of the stage off. 1/4 of the stage, excuse me. 3/4. But it ruined the whole.
Yeah. It ruined the acoustics of the warmth of the stage was gone. So my bass amp would always be down around the corner, like behind where the ramp was.
Uh-huh.
Not only that, but every time I had to go back there, I'd be knocking my elbow on the bumping into that rail you just mentioned.
And another disappointing stage was Brian O'Neill's in the Rice Village in Houston, Texas. We went to see him when we were in Key West, when we were playing down at Celtic Conch. Dara Nolan, he was the original manager of Brian O'Neill's back when they were just going to open. It was a sister store to a place called Connor O'Neill's out of Denver, Colorado. And Dara was all excited about this new pub. He goes, "Will you play the grand opening? It'd be great. We'll do this." And, okay, great. So we go down there, and he's showing me where the stage is going to be. And I was just gobsmacked. I was like, wow, you're going to do this? Yes, this is going to be fun. It's a huge stage. Sound, everything. We're going to have everything. Well, typical Irish pub. Then the bill comes in. So what ended up happening was we ended up getting basically like the worst waiters or waitresses section to play on, which was very, very. So imagine a beer coaster, and imagine, you know, they had just cut off, and I think just tiny little from what we were promised it was going to be with you know, their own sound man, just pipe dream, just absolute unicorn shit. So they were. We get in there, and I remember the first time we went in there, and just sound checking, they called the cops, the neighbors, and it never, ever let up. For our whole career playing at Brian O'Neill's, which turned into the Gorgeous Gale or something horrific like that afterwards, eventually just falling off the face of the earth, thankfully. We could not go above vocal level. You couldn't have go above talking level without the old lady down the street calling the cops. But the scene that comes to mind is, if you ever saw Fish Called Wanda, is Michael Palin's character, and he was trying to kill the old lady. Yeah. And that's every time we went there, I had that scene or those scenes playing in my head. And just trying to get a piano above her doorway to fall when she come out. Gosh. But it wasn't even the band. It was just, we'd have the cops called on us because it was all the people sitting outside, all the patio patrons.
Yeah, I remember once, I think a call came in and we hadn't even really, I think we just sound checked it or something.
No, I mean, we'd be loading in and they get a call. And they go, hey, we haven't started yet, motherfucker.
Hey, you started your car? Making too much noise.
Yeah.
We could still get pretty fucking loud there anyway.
Oh yeah, but by the end of the night it was just because the whole of Rice Village was just steaming at that time.
Right.
Gentleman was in full swing, Baker Street across the way,
Bronx Bar,
and just all these places were just lines out of the place. You know, it was just such a great hangout for the Rice College students as well.
Yeah, it's not quite the same there anymore.
No. So. Good riddance. I'd also like to say, hey, welcome to Vitas. If you ever find yourself in Corsicana, Texas, this is a really good coffee.
Cool little town too.
Yeah, nice little town. Very very quaint.
Very tasty.
Very old town America. So if you get a chance and you want to get some really good coffee, Vita. Hats off. We'll hat off later. All right, kids. Well, we're out in Arizona. We just crossed into Arizona a few minutes ago, and this morning we got some horrible news about one Shane MacGowan, poet, singer for the Pogues. Brilliant man. Absolutely brilliant. And, you know, he came home, I think it was last week or the week before, came home from hospital, big scare. But looks like he wasn't ready, and he lost his life. So today is Thursday, November 30th. Yes. And we're on our way to Chandler, Arizona, where we're going to play tonight. We're definitely going to dedicate some Pogues songs. We're going to play some extra Pogues songs tonight in his honor. Shane, as I've joked many times, without Shane, I don't think I would have had a career, or it would have been a very short set list. So Shane was instrumental in the way I performed, the way I sang, the way I, you know. Big influence. And personally, I was back in I want to say it was 86 maybe 86 when I heard Rome, Sodomy and the Lash. My friend Stephen McGuinness from Ballybrack, County Dublin, Ireland, he introduced me to that record, and we played Sickbed of Cuchulainn, first track. And I'm into nothing but Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath and Pain. So to hear Irish music played like that, and remember, Thin Lizzy had already done their Whiskey in a Jar and whatever, but and Horselips were around, of course. But to hear it done with such brash, such a punk rock attack, but still so melodic and so the lyrics were so fierce, so original. I've never heard that before. Never heard anybody sing. So you dropped a button in the plate and spewed up in the church. Ireland, 1986. That shit wasn't going to fly. It did. If I was a bet man, I would have bet it. So Shane, at that moment, had a grip on how I wanted to deliver music, you know. And Blaggards, just from my own personal standpoint, Shane MacGowan was absolutely instrumental in just about every aspect of this band. Owe him a huge debt. So it's a big loss for me personally. And I know Turi Hoyseth, when we ran into her, and she's still a young kid, but she was a really young kid back then, and she liked the Pogues, and she liked that kind of music, and I was looking at her going, how the fuck that happened? How'd you know, aren't you into Britney Spears or something? And I said, nope. So anyway, it was just, and it's always amazing to see, I'm sure Chad will talk about this, it's always amazing to meet people that are Pogue fans, you know, because it's, I know that you played a lot of Pogues back in your old bands and whatnot. Chad, you hadn't even heard of the Pogues.
Oh, I'd heard of them. I just didn't know jack shit about them.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. You were first.
Just meeting you and watching you play solo was the beginning of that education. It's like, oh, that's the place.
Yeah.
There's people out there that play what they like, and there's people out there that play what somebody else likes, and he played what he liked.
Yeah.
And he's a pioneer. You know, he cleared the path for many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still trying to process the news today, right? You know, it's like you don't expect it, but man, very grateful for everything that he did and for the industry and the genre.
Yeah.
You know, he's
one of the greatest poets in rock as well. I mean, I really would put him up there with the best, like the Dylans and the Cohens and you know.
And Springsteen was a huge fan.
Yeah.
Joe Strummer was a huge fan. All these people that are just icons, you know, they all look to him. Nick Cave, all these people look to Shane for, you know, that's the guy. And he was, I mean, you can see old punk rock videos where Shane's in the front row. Huge music fan. And you know, so you go on gushing on about him all day, all night, because he's that brilliant. I got to see Shane MacGowan and the Popes in Austin.
Yeah.
La Sola Rosa. What year was that?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, was that when you started talking about going to Fidel the first time? You're like, man, I want to play here someday.
Yes.
Yeah. It must have been 2000 onwards, because that's when they opened.
Well, they were touring on the Snake, so that's there. But I wish I could tell you. But I'm going to say exactly how he opened the show, and then we're going to bleep it, because there's going to be too many people going to be offended by it. And it's two words that I fucking detest. But he opened the show in Austin, Texas. First thing out of his mouth, are you ready to bleep? He said, I hope there's no here. And I'm sitting there going...
And then he did his laugh, right?
Yeah, the Bert Nerdy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just stood there. There's these two huge fucking Hispanic guys in front of me. I'm going, how's that? They're laughing. I'm going, okay. Jesus Christ, Shane. He wrote and he sang and he lived, you know, right or wrong. That's how he did it. And, you know.
And that may, who knows what the content, that context may have been some conversation they had before they went on about racist attitudes in the region or something. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, of course you don't know with him. But he's not Phil Anselmo from Pantera.
Right.
A great friend of his is a young fellow named Johnny Depp. He's an up-and-comer. You might hear him. Johnny Depp's stories, his Shane stories, are just fucking epic. I mean, there's stratospheric, monstrous, you know, world. It's just he and Shane shared many, you know, a bottle of alcohol and discussed, and they're both excruciatingly deep thinkers. You know, his love for Shane, Johnny Depp's love for Shane comes through in his, because I was like, nah, he's a poser. He wants to be, in my, you know, back in the day before I knew anything about Johnny Depp, but I was thinking there's no way he's not only a fan, but a close friend of Shane's. And to hear these stories, there's a lot of them on YouTube. There's a lot that you can look up and just see it, but it really takes you into Shane's mind, and you can't discount that guy. You can never as out of it as he looked or sounded, his mind was razor sharp. Just
yeah, may have taken him a little bit longer than normal to get his thoughts out. You can tell he was all there.
Yeah, when he didn't have his teeth, it was hard to articulate. When he did have his teeth, it was hard to articulate because he had just got them, and he never really seemed very comfortable with them. But no counterbalance jokes here right now.
Say that.
All right. We would have done it right. Yeah, I know. But, and this is quite fitting right here. Because when you look out at this landscape, to me, this is Shane's, this is his palette. You know, he come out here and he could give you 10 albums just on what you see here. It's just a master lyricist, like we said, poet.
Well, all the Pogues were huge fans of the spaghetti westerns and that sort of thing, obviously, which they paid tribute to in a couple of their songs.
Yeah. Yeah, Pistol Jerry Garcia. Jerry Garcia. And then of course, the Boys of the County Hell too. Kind of, you know.
And then of course the movie. Straight Down.
Yeah. And but then you go into Summer of Siam and you're like, what the fuck did that come?
Yeah.
Where'd that come from? It's just a thing of beauty, and you can never point and shoot and hit a Shane target because they're everywhere. You know, it's just so vast, so brilliant. And that show in Austin, the performance was out of this world. Let me backtrack. So we're outside the venue, and there's all these rumors going around that Shane's not coming. He's not feeling it tonight, not showing up, which had happened a few shows on the tour. And we're just like, fuck. So we're all standing outside where the people are getting phone calls and stuff, like, is it happening? Is he? Yeah, he's here. No, he's not. Not coming. And you just hear these things just bouncing through the crowd. So it was and I knew back then it was such a gift to be able to see him perform. So when he showed up and he played that night and he put on the show that he put on, I just so thrilled, so amazed to be able to have seen that. I'll cherish that.
Were those 2 times we saw the Pogues? Was that the only time you saw?
That was the only time I saw the Pogues, yeah.
Yeah.
Houston and Austin, yeah. That
was great that we were able to see both of those.
Yeah. And again, he was spot on.
Yeah.
Didn't miss a fucking lyric.
No.
And he some of his banter, some of his, just little things he'd drop in and out of the, in between the songs would be incoherent or something. But man, when he started to sing, you're listening to the record.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. And there was a rumor too that if he didn't show, he didn't get paid for the tour. That was that there was some kind of hey, don't fuck around thing, but he was just in great form.
Yeah.
And it was such you really felt like you were in the presence of greatness, who you are.
Yeah, and those were both such great shows. Obviously, the second one in Houston was better for us because it wasn't raining on us. We were way closer to the stage than we were at Stubbs.
Where did you see him in Houston? What was the place?
House of Blues. I think it was the first time I'd gone there.
Oh, that did.
And it was great.
Cool.
What was his name? Another guy who's no longer with us, Justin Towns Earl, opened for him.
Yeah.
That was also amazing. God damn. What was I going to say? Yeah, Shane was very composed and relatively sober, like for both of those shows, right up until like the last few songs, and then he had a bottle of Jameson in his hand, I think. So and that was more like what you would have expected, but yeah, he did keep it together, as you said, maybe because he was mandated to. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the rumor. So yeah, we're like Turbo said, it's processing this today, and it's he definitely won't be forgotten. He's so beloved across this planet, and the music is so timeless. That sometimes even feels shallow saying that because it's not enough. But his music is beyond. And Springsteen said it himself. He said this, his. So one other thing, bouncing back to Shane. I remember one time him laughing, doing the thing because some of the critics had said, well, you just take Irish tunes and you put lyrics to them. Can't be that. And he's like, you fucking doing it. He was he didn't give a fuck, but at the same time he was just like, you try it. And it's not easy.
No, there's nobody. There really is nobody else who even comes close to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so many bands have tried to imitate him, and it's all drink.
Yes.
Guys don't There's way more to this stuff than that.
You're missing it.
Yeah.
They dress like Pogues and they,
Yeah.
have the bottle in their hand and the cigarette, and they say, no. I remember one show we did in Houston, and one of the bands got up, and there wasn't an Irish, well, it might have been an Irish band. They got up on the stage, and the I think it was the bass player, went out this summertime in Houston. It ain't cold. And he came back out, and he had Chad glasses on, a cigarette in his mouth, unlit, and a leather jacket. I'm going, what the fuck are you doing? It was him. And that's the stuff that you just never, ever see with the Pogues. The Pogues went out and did what they were supposed to do and delivered, And then, like you said, so many bands try to do that. They go, I've seen a picture of the Pogues. Shut up. So
yeah, dude, innovators and imitators. They're the innovators.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking scenery, isn't that beautiful? It's nothing determined. I fucking lived here. I don't care.
It's the desert, man.
Yeah, love it. Anyway, so rest in peace, Shane. November 30th, 2023, sad day. And you made it to this time next month. You would have made it to his birthday, born on Christmas Day. Weird. So maybe we'll chuck our Fairytale of New York at the end of this. It's our little tribute to Shane MacGowan and of course Kirsten McCall. Anyway,
God bless you, Shane.
Yeah, cheers. As special thanks. This is Blaggards, Arizona bound. We're heading to Chandler, Arizona right now. But we want to say a special thank you to Rochelle Fugate and to Greg Fugate and to Sharon Fugate in Austin. We want to say thank you very much. Look at this. Brand fucking, look at that. Look at that. So cool. And this, my friends, this is metal. They know that we're going to break anything else. So, thank you. Look at that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Designed by Connor Devlin. Look at that. Hey, are we going to kill today?
I think we are.
Anybody killing? Who's going first?
I'm going to kill, but just hear me out. Some people may have my head for this. There's a Joni Mitchell song called River, but most people know it because of the first couple lines of the song, which is, it's coming on Christmas, we're cutting down trees, singing about reindeer. That's usually all you hear because I think it's been in a lot of commercials, and there's been a lot of really kind of shitty covers of it. So I'm not killing that song, I'm killing the shitty covers of it that you keep hearing in commercials, because it's not really a Christmas song. If you listen to the whole song, it's a breakup song, and it's like really only those couple of lines in the song have anything to do with Christmas. It's just about the setting of where she was when she wrote the song, I think. It kind of, every time I hear that, it just sounds like one of the covers I hear of it sound like people are just sleepwalking through the song, and I hate that kind of stuff. It annoys me the same way that Lyle Lovett's If I Had a Boat does.
Oh.
On a boat, I go on the ocean. Thank God. That's why I can't listen to people like Sarah McLachlan or who has covered River, by the way.
What?
It's not my thing, man.
You just don't like puppies.
I just can't hang with it.
I freaking love Sarah McLachlan.
So,
Do you really?
Absolutely. I think I highlighted one of her songs or did one of the songs, man.
Yeah, I think you did, yeah.
really,
Sorry.
you'll have the floor in a minute.
Oh, shots
So,
fired.
Anyway, so that song being used in commercials year after year around this time of year as if it's some kind of Christmas song, when it really isn't. Just stop abusing the song. Leave Joni Mitchell alone. And for Shine a Light, I'm probably going to do something. I probably have Shine a Light in this like at least 3 times on SlapperCast already. Heading for the Light, George Harrison. Patrick quite rightly pointed out years ago that should be a Christmas song.
The chord progression.
The chord progression, the melody, everything about it just sounds Christmassy, even though the lyrics don't really have anything to do with Christmas. It could be. I mean, he's heading for the light. He's singing about God, basically, like George Harrison always did.
It's actually Satan, but yeah.
Okay. Beautiful song. I'd also like to point out Remember Christmas, also not really a Christmas song by Harry Nilsson, but that's what they titled it because it kind of sounds Christmassy.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful song. And also, Every Day is Christmas Since You're Gone by Patrick Devlin, as performed by Blaggards. It's a fucking brilliant song.
Wow.
Nobody talks about it. and y'all need to be fucking listening to it.
Probably
So
because nobody likes it.
so we can make more money off Spotify. No, seriously, I fucking love that song, and it pisses me off that it doesn't get anywhere near as much plays as our other stuff. There you
Wow.
go. Very, very selfish Shine a Light, but
Note to self, pay check. All right, I'm going next. The song that I'm going to kill, and I don't know who fucking did it worse, but everybody's done it worser. But the worst is just having that fucking "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." It was if you sat down with a kindergarten. Let's go earlier. So if you sat down with let's say a fresh toddler, somebody that's just learned how to walk, they just got a few words together, that's what they'd fucking write. It's beyond, and I like the sentiment of it. I do like Christmas. I don't, I don't hate Christmas. Blah blah. I just hate that fucking and the lyric. Bring us some figgy. But I don't want to ever hear in any context, in any situation. I don't want to hear figgy fucking pudding anywhere, anytime. And to put it in a fucking song, God fucking damn it, I hate it. I'll tell you what else I hate. What now that I'm pissed off? Everybody using the word super. Everybody's using the fucking word super for everything. I fucking hate the word super. It's not super.
It's annoying.
Above average. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not. It's so fucking overused. End of story. Hate it.
Every time I catch myself saying that, I say no.
Yeah, you should find yourself by punching the fucking balls every fucking time you do it. Fucking enough. All right.
When's the last time I said super? Do I say it?
I don't know.
Now you got me going. Oh no, do I say it all the time? Who
everywhere.
says super?
It's something that has bled
it's
over
like a
from
general-
younger generations.
It's
a millennial thing.
Yeah, and I'm watching some news program, and they go, can you believe it's already this year went super fast. I go, no, it didn't go. It's the exact same fucking time. It's the exact same amount of hours. So
I got you.
Fuck that. Anyway, that's the end. That's the end of it. Now, the song that I'm going to shine light on is actually it's another Christmas song, but it's by the Pretenders, and this just came to me. I just fucking love that song, 2,000 Miles. I think it's the most simple. You talk about Merry Christmas, wish you a Merry Christmas. Simple, yeah. Remedial, slow to remedial lyrics, yeah. But Chrissie Hynde just fucking killed that song. Her voice on that song, if it doesn't make the hair stand up in your arms, then you got no hair in your arms. If it doesn't move you, then you're unmovable. That means you're probably fucking dead. It's just beautiful. I think her voice, and I think that song is so simple, but it's one of those beautifully complex, simple, not complex, but you know what I mean? It's got so much more weight than, right? And that song, like I said, this wasn't going to be the one I was going to shine light on today, but this ends up being the one just kind of crept in my head. If you get a 12-string guitar and you just one person on its own can actually kill that song in a good way. That's my shining light today.
What's the name of the song again?
2,000 Miles.
2,000 Miles.
2,000 miles. I'm gonna look it up.
You won't have a spike.
I will say this though: the one episode where you talked about like an underrated band, somebody who should be bigger.
Space on.
I went through a lot of their stuff
totally.
after that because I was into that. Like when we did that, I go, oh man, that's because it's not just a song; it's an underrated band or artist. So I went, we kind of talked about it before, but I was really starting to listen to them a lot more and more.
I was really happy for them because their song was featured prominently in the first trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which came out earlier this year.
Oh,
so
nice.
That was a big win for them.
And again, I do not know, and I said this on the SlapperCast episode. From what I heard, they were impossible to work with, meaning they wanted everything sonically perfect. I don't know that to be fact. I just want to shine another light on that, saying I don't know that, but that's what I'd heard, and it kind of made sense because when you hear the production value of their records, you know that they're not just going to go out and plug in and play. They're going to really give you a performance. So
it was like something I heard about the band Weezer. Was like they were so detailed. They would get a song tracked at 51 tempo, and then they would go, nope, we're going to do it at 52. Like that's how detailed they were. And I was like, man, that's really dialing it down. Like, that's a band I haven't listened to in a long time. I'm going to shine a light on a record because it's one song.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
It's going to be, I'm still going to do this again because, NoFX is doing their farewell tour.
Yes.
And so I've been listening to them a lot lately. And so I'm going to do their album called The Decline. And it's one song, the whole record. And it kind of starts off just like Emerald, where it's got the hi-hat kind of rolling through. And then it takes off, but it's really one long song. I think the album's about 27 minutes or something. You know, it's
Cool.
I think it's something like that, but I think it's awesome. I think it's super cool, and people should check it out. I think
What's it called again?
The Decline.
The Decline.
The Decline by NoFX. I can't remember what year it came out. It's been a long time.
Interesting.
It's got to be 20 years ago.
Okay, so it's like it was released on the CD era, so it's just one
Yes.
continuous thing.
One continuous.
Yeah.
Yep. And so the CD was clear, you know, and then it had like the label on the middle section, you know, because you didn't need the whole disc. So it was like a clear rim kind of on the CD. I thought it was so neat. It had all the little differences that things didn't really have.
Did it ever come out on vinyl?
Oh, I think they just
Did
released
they?
it. Or, I'm sure they did, but I think it's out because it's like they're doing their farewell, so they're starting to.
Well, can you fit the whole piece on one side of a record? Probably not, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I think I've
I'd be
seen
curious.
a vinyl though for it, but
That's why I asked, because there are some other bands that have done things like that. Jethro Tull's first one that comes to mind, I think, is A Break, which is basically one long song, but it's split into two parts because they had to do it that way.
Oh, huh. That's interesting. I'll look that up.
Yeah.
I will look that up. I'd like to find out. But see, now I already forgot the guy's name. Who's the guy name that wrote the song that we were just talking about?
No.
Let me look it up. What's the guy's name who did Jingle Bell Rock? It was in 1957. Bobby Helms?
Helms? Is that what it was?
So I'm killing Jingle Bell Rock since we're killing Christmas songs.
That is definitely a kill.
That's a great song to kill.
And so there's still a little battle with who actually wrote the song, or there's somebody else who's saying they composed it.
The original guy, I will say, I do like the actual original guy, the way that he sings it. The one thing I will say that I like about that song, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm hijacking your
You're fine, dude.
the way he sings Clock,
Yeah.
jingle around the clock. He kind of really gets his enunciation around the way he says clock. I just say he was a good vocalist, that guy.
But was he as good as Benny Mardones?
No.
No. Nobody's that good. Sorry.
So the year to
That's
be
gonna be a
alive was
feature of every episode
1956. No, that's it. The year to be alive was 1956. 'Cause that was pre Jingle Bell Rock.
Yeah.
That's when life was good, and then it just went to shit. That's my kill.
Yeah.
Jingle Bell Rock.
Yeah, so by the time this episode of SlapperCast number 251 comes out, we're going to have for you on Blaggards.com, we're going to have our itinerary for Ireland in 2024.
Yeah.
Doc Dennis has knocked it out. He just killed this one.
Yeah.
And we spent quite a bit of time going on the. I don't want to say anything because I want you to go check it out. But there are a couple of surprises on there, and there's also stuff that we're not going to release right away. But we're going to just tell you, it gets better every year, and this year is no different. But this might have jumped up quite a few notches, in my estimation.
Yep.
I just so thrilled, and Dennis has been so patient because told him what we wanted, told him where we wanted, how many, and blah blah blah, and obviously it's what he does, but he's been so just easygoing, just so fluid with okay, change this, not this direction, go this way and do this, and he's every single whim he's jumped on. Okay, let's try that. So Dennis needs to be commended. Thank you.
Yeah.
What did you say? The 10th annual, the 20th year.
Yeah.
10th annual, 20th year.
Fucking big deal.
Milestone.
Yeah. Dennis needs to be commended. And also, I just want to, I know I speak for all of you when I say this, Heidi included. I'm just so grateful for just the support that we've got. We were looking at the Spotify numbers, and ours are tremendous. They're definitely not the numbers that you were looking at, that 4 or 5 million, but per month. But our numbers are jumping up there. People have been checking out our music out, sharing our music, tuning into SlapperCast, sharing it, and just especially for all the people that came to Ireland and are thank you for helping us do this.
Yeah.
This time of year, you really do. You do look back. I know I do, and you kind of take stock of what you got. And I'm so fucking happy, so lucky to have what we have, and we're just going to keep improving on it. And thanks for taking that journey with us.
Heck yeah.
We certainly appreciate it.
I'm in low power mode, so we should probably wrap this one up.
Yes, that's a great idea. SlapperCast 251. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
was Christmas Eve, babe. In the trunk tank, an old man said to me, won't see another one. So then we sang a song, the rare old Mountain Dew. I turned my face away and dreamed about you. Got on the lucky one, came in 18 to 1. I've got a feeling this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas, I love you, baby. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true. Pretty queen of New York City. When the band finished playing, they howled out for more. Sinatra was swinging, all the drunks they were singing. We kissed on the corner and danced through the night. The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. You're an outside on junk, lying there almost dead in a drum in that bed.
You scumbag, you maggot, you cheap, lousy faggot. Happy Christmas, your ass, I pray God it's our last.
The boys of the NYPD choir were singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day. Could have been someone,
Well, so could anyone. You took my dreams from me when I first found you.
I took them with me, babe. I put them with my own. Can't make it all alone. I built my dreams around you. The boys of the NYPD choir still singing Galway Bay, and the bells were ringing out for Christmas Day.